Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just out walking my puppy, and I have what do you call it? I have an unpopular opinion. I know it's gonna ruffle some feathers. I know that I might get some backlash, but it's been on my mind. And it really dawned on me during the whole AD and Ashley from Love is Blind podcast debacle. Hold on. Which I will be doing commentary on today for my YouTube, but this is not about that. It's really like as I was thinking and getting my thoughts together and organized for the live. I'm not sure if it's going to be a live or a pre-recorded at this point, but as I was doing that, a thought came to me. Like I said, I just know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't know. It's how I feel. So we'll see how that goes, right? So, Christian women, and I used to be a Christian woman, left the church, left the beliefs a long time ago. But how can I say this? I'm just gonna say it. I don't think that Christian women or women who worship and acknowledge and participate in any Abrahamic religion, I'll say, I don't believe that they can be true allies to a woman empowerment movement. Yeah, I know, right? Like, bitch, what? But I want you to hear me out. And I feel like a lot of us low-key think this, if you think about it. I've met and come across women in real life, and sometimes just listening to these deconstruction panels. And these Christian women will come on fighting tooth and nail for their patriarchal construct God. Now, you may ask, like, okay, what does one have to do with the other? Well, here's my dilemma with Christian women. How do you support women empowerment, support women in their choices, support the non-oppression of women, like support the advocacy to make women equal, but then pray, worship, speak, and advocate for a God that does the exact opposite? Like, your God not only committed G-side, made laws and rules and all these other things for the oppression of women, condones slavery, condones and sets rules and laws for rape, and not to protect the women, but to protect them as property, right? Because I've said this before, I don't know if I've ever said it on TikTok, but I've said on my YouTube videos that I believe that women were, in fact, the first to be enslaved. We are the first victims of chattel slavery. That being said, how can you cheer for women's empowerment, women's equality, women's rights, when your God is not on the side? He's not on that side of history, my love. How can you, I don't know, like deep throat a God that thinks that it's okay to make you a slave to your husband, to your father, and sometimes even to your rapist? Because the Bible does say, you know, like, hey, you know, this little girl gets raped, just marry her to him, you know, just like, he's got to marry her. She's been violated and he gets to marry her? I don't know, y'all, like, I don't understand. And I feel like there's this hot fencing with Christianity, especially amongst Christian women, when it comes to this. Like, well, I don't think the Bible says that. It does. Read it. That's all I'm saying is read it. You know, it's there in black and white. I know that with indoctrination being so deep in some of us, the cognitive dissonance will fight and battle you. But I encourage you to really think about that, because I really don't think you can be a true ally to women empowerment, to women's movement moving forward, if you pray to a God such as that. I don't know. That's just my little two thoughts of it on my morning walk. Like I said, it came to me as I was preparing my notes and things for my perspective on the AD and Ashley podcast interview. And yeah, I never really thought about that before, but as I'm, continue to deconstruct, continue to be a part of these rooms, right? I don't really go up and talk myself, but I listen and I learn. And yeah, I don't really see it at the end of the day. I see a lot of excuses being made for male behavior. A lot of rapist apologists, a lot of G-side apologists come out of these women. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but yeah, that's my little unpopular opinion.